Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
When she was asked just the other day by Lester Holt, after she tried to insinuate that she's been to the border, which is not accurate, he challenged her on it. He said, no, you haven't been to the border. And then she just gives this bizarre laugh and says, well, I haven't been to Europe either.
I've said I'm going to go to the border. And
when are you going to the border, Vice President?
The administration has asked. I'm not finished. I've said I'm going to the border. And
do you have a date?
I will keep you posted.
To clear something up that's been, in the news for the last 24 hours or so, can you commit right now that you will indeed visit the U.S.-Mexico border, and will you do it soon?
Jeremy, let me tell you something. Yes, I will, and I have before. I also believe that if you want to fix a problem, you have to go to where the problem exists. If you want to address the needs of a people, you must meet those people. You must spend time with those people. On the issue of Republicans' political attacks or criticism or even concerns, the reason I am here in Guatemala as my first trip as Vice President of the United States is because this is one of our highest priorities, and I came here to be here on the ground to speak with the leader of this nation around what we can do.
The fact that Vice President Harris refuses to do her job and go to the border shows you that they know how bad it is, and she doesn't want to see it so that she can try to deny it exists. But it's real. When she was asked just the other day by Lester Holt, after she tried to insinuate that she's been to the border, which is not accurate, he challenged her on it. He said, no, you haven't been to the border. And then she just gives this bizarre laugh and says, well, I haven't been to Europe either. If they just reinstated those policies that were working, remain in Mexico, was an agreement President Trump had actually negotiated with the president of Mexico. And it was controlling our southern border. The wall, the barrier, President Biden doesn't like President Trump. He can call it something different, but it was working. The agreement with the Northern Triangle countries were working, and he reversed all of those things to devastating consequences. If you wonder how bad it is, just look at what happened over the weekend. McAllen, Texas elected a Republican mayor. This is a heavy Democrat city right on the front lines.
In fact, just last week, I shared with the president that the United States will provide, as a first donation, 500,000 vaccines to Guatemala. We will also invest in agribusiness and affordable housing and supporting entrepreneurs. President Giammattei has mentioned to me many times today and in previous conversations about his priority around what can happen in terms of the planting of trees and what that can mean in terms of ecology and in our environment. Well, recently, there's been a lot of talk about ecopreneurs, entrepreneurs who are focused on climate.
Do you consider the governments of El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, or any other in this region to be corrupt? And you just told people in this region, quote, do not come, do not come. Would it be fair to perceive the Biden administration's work on stemming illegal immigration to be a failure if, because they're so desperate, they still keep coming?